If you fell into this river, you wouldn't drown. You'd cook. From the outside in, it sits deep in the Amazon rainforest. No fire under it, no volcano nearby, nothing that should make it hot at all. And yet parts of it reach almost 100 degrees Celsius, hot enough to kill in seconds. For centuries, the only people who knew it existed were sworn to silence about it. This is the Shanay-Timpishka, the boiling river of the Amazon. Its name comes from the Ashaninka people, and it roughly translates to boiled with the heat of the sun. It's a real tributary, feeding into the Pachitea River, which feeds into the Ucayali, one of the major arteries of the Amazon River system itself. At its source, it's an ordinary jungle stream, cool, unremarkable, around 21 to 27 degrees Celsius. But as it winds downstream, something starts happening to the water that shouldn't be possible here. It gets hot, then hotter, until entire stretches of it are boiling or close enough that it doesn't matter. The deepest sections run about 4.5 meters down, and in places it's nearly 30 meters wide. This isn't a hot spring puddle. It's a river, a boiling one. And here's where it stops sounding like a curiosity and starts sounding like a contradiction. The nearest active volcano is over 700 kilometers away. Every other major boiling water source on Earth, Yellowstone, Iceland, the hot springs of Japan, sits near volcanic activity. Magma close to the surface, heating groundwater from below. Here, there's nothing. No magma chamber, no eruption history, just rainforest. For decades, that absence was enough to keep most scientists away. Some assumed it was a myth, a story told by indigenous communities and exaggerated for outsiders. One of those outsiders was a young geothermal scientist named Andrés Ruzo, who grew up hearing about the river from his grandfather and assumed it was just a legend until he decided to actually go and check. What he found wasn't a legend, it was real water, real heat, and a real mystery with no obvious answer. So if it's not a volcano, what is it? The leading explanation has nothing to do with fire underground and everything to do with how deep the Earth runs. Go far enough beneath the surface, anywhere on the planet, and temperatures climb, even without volcanic activity. It's called the geothermal gradient, and it exists under your feet right now. The theory is that rainwater seeps into deep fault lines cutting through the Amazon basin, cracks running far deeper than anyone expected. That water is pulled down toward the Earth's hot interior, picks up heat the same way anything does closer to a furnace, and then gets pushed back up along those same faults, re-emerging as a river that boils without ever touching a flame. No magma required, just rock, pressure, and enough depth. It's an elegant answer. It's also not the end of the story. Because here's what most explanations leave out. The heat was never the strangest part. Boiling water that kills instantly should be sterile, empty, a dead zone. It isn't. Scientists studying the river have found microorganisms living directly in water, hot enough to cook flesh in seconds, extremophiles, built to survive conditions that should erase life entirely. That alone isn't unheard of. Yellowstone has extremophiles too, but researchers studying Shanay-Timpishka have noted something different here. The chemistry of this water isn't like Yellowstone's. Yellowstone's hot springs are highly acidic. This river's mineral makeup is its own thing entirely, shifting and unique enough that scientists say it's not really fair to compare the two, which means whatever is living in this river may not exist anywhere else studied on Earth. Some researchers studying these microbes think they could carry biochemical properties relevant to medicine, the same logic that's led other extremophile research toward new antibiotics. And there's a second layer to this most people miss entirely. The water itself is unusually pure. Locals have used it for generations without the dysentery and waterborne illness that plagues other sources nearby. So this is a river that should be a graveyard. Instead, it might be quietly holding on to something we haven't fully read yet. And we may be running out of time to read it. The land around the river sits in one of Peru's most heavily deforested zones, trees cleared, land burned, the surrounding ecosystem shrinking year by year. Nobody knows exactly how deforestation will affect the underground fault system feeding the river's heat, or the microbial life inside it. We're studying a sealed time capsule while someone else is taking a sledgehammer to the box, a river that boils with no fire underneath it, water that should kill on contact but somehow stays cleaner than the streams around it. Life thriving in conditions that should make life impossible. Every answer scientists have found here just opens up a stranger question underneath it. So here's the one I keep coming back to. If something can survive in water hot enough to cook a human body in seconds, what else have we assumed is impossible to survive that something somewhere already has? Let me know what you think it could be. I'll see you in the next one.